E. Oh. Uh. Hmm. Uh. 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 E. Okay. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Let's begin. Damn. Turnabout Samurai. October 18th, 10 a.m. District Court Courtroom number 4. Yeah. Hope I sound fine. If not, that's a problem for me later. Yeah. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well, Mr. Already messing up, right? Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. Your opening statement, please. Oh shit, Amanda, move myself. A bit. Oh no, fuck. Don't do it. Yeah. There we go. Yeah. 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 Oh, I like my shoulders. Wow. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Sure. Sure, you're just gonna. Wow. I'm just gonna lay down with this. Yes. Or I can block the name. Okay. Okay, go. Okay. Back to. Hold on, I'm gonna check something real quick. Yeah. Yeesh. Okay. Yeah. Sure. The prosecution will show the prosecution will show the court that at 2:30 p.m. on October 15th, the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, killed fellow actor Jack Hammer in Studio One of Global Studios. Yay. My neck is gonna end up hurting, just got one. That's fine. Eesh. Hold on. Eesh. There we go. It is impossible for anyone else to have committed this heinous crime. Yes. Yes. Yeah. The evidence presented during the trial will all point to this fact. Edgeworth, your name's gonna be blocked. Just for... You're just gonna call it Orf. Read the judge. As it will now be due to my ears. I see. Very well. I would like to move on to some testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, the prosecution may call its first witness. Very well. I call a most familiar face, Detective Gumshoe, to the stand. Yay, it's Gumshoe. Excuse me. Detective, if you would briefly describe this case to the court? Yes, sir. I'll explain with the guide map here. To understand this case, it's important To understand this case, it's important to grasp the layout of the studio, see? This here is the employee area. The act bay. The actors did a run-through of their action scenes during the morning here. This is the main gate to the studios. Excuse me. The security lady that works at the studios was here at 1 p.m. on that day. Past the security gate, there's a gate. Past the security station, there's a gate. Say, yes, Gumshoe. Past that are the studios. And here it is, Studio One. This is the scene of the crime. It is the big crime? That says murder, idiot rabbit. This is the scene of the murder where the body was found. Now, on the day of the murder, October 15th, there were only 3 people here. The victim, Jack Hammer, the defendant, Will Powers, and a young woman, the production assistant. All of the production staff were in the employee area until noon. Then, after lunch, the victim, Jack Hammer, went to Studio One. Right after that, at 1 p.m., the security lady got to the guard station. Now, jump ahead to later that day, 5 p.m. The production staff came to Studio One to perform a rehearsal. Needless to say, the rehearsal was cancelled. The time of death was 2:30 p.m. Samurai spear found lodged in the victim's chest was the murder weapon. That's the case in brief. Anyone would like to hear that again? No, thank you, sir. Should I listen to that whole thing again? No. Wait. Oops. Mentally challenged lore. Please stop. I did not mean to press that. I am. Leave it up to you, don't you? I'm sorry, I ended up. Well, now I got reprimanded. Thanks, Gumshoe. A bit of an idiot. Idiot? Yeah, sure. Idiot. That's what it is now. Rabbit's an idiot. Well, we'll just quickly go through it. That's the case in brief. Anyone would like to hear that again? Should I listen to the whole thing again? No. This time. I think I can probably remember that. So the murder weapon was a spear? Yes, Judge. Yes, Judge. Oh, medieval. Samurai spear added to the court record. Samurai spear. This spear was found stuck in the chest of the victim. Yay. Your Honor. Yes, Worth. There, see, it says Worth now. The rest of your name does not exist. This case is quite simple if you ask one question. And that question is... what did the security lady at the guard station see? Understood. Let's call this security officer to the stand. Yeah! I'm not making faces at the camera. Will the witness declare her name? Her name is Old Bag. Excuse me, but now, because I'm blocking it, it's just Bag. Better than Old. I could just stand here, but you'll be forced to be called Old by me. No. We're just gonna stay with Bag. Please no. I'm not laughing. My you handsome fellow. I'm afraid of a monster. Your name, please. I'm gonna take my blanket off for this. It's too warm. I'm laughing up a storm. That might go. Watching him struggle like this is always fun. Oh dearie, no need for you to be embarrassed. Just call me Grandma. Okay, Grandma. Your name, please. Seems Edgeworth has a bit of trouble getting his witness to say their names. Windy Old Bag, dearie. So just call me I see. Uh-huh. Objection, I object to the witness documents. Indeed. I blanked out when it began. Objections sustained. The witness will refrain from rambling on the stand. I was just getting to the good part, dearie. Perhaps we can get to the testimony. Now, the witness was stationed at the main gate on the day of the murder, correct? Excuse me. You say I was. And to get to the scene of the murder, someone would have to pass by you. You know your stuff, dearie. You may begin your testimony. She sure is one hell of an old bag. Witness's account. Oh my eye. I can't. I'll set the back on. I'm not laughing at the start anymore. So now I'm called again. Hey, okay. Yeah. On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1 p.m. Hammer and the rest had been doing a run-through there since the morning. I had some errands to run that morning. Anyway, it was 1 when I got to the guard station. I was at the main gate from then until 5. Now, the murder happened at 2:30 p.m., right? Interesting. Interesting to me because a certain man walked right by me at 2 p.m. It was Powers, the man right there, and he was heading toward the statue. Heading towards the studio, yes. You saw the defendant then? Very well. Let's begin the cross-examination. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. Witness's account. RB. Time of death. Studio. Check. Spirit. On the day of the murder at the station 1, both Hammer and Chris were from Redford, guard station. I was at the main gate. Now, of course, I'm a professional, you know. I accidentally. Or are you criticizing how I do my job, whippersnapper? No, it's just after seeing you eating those donuts at the guard station yesterday. I can watch the game and eat donuts at the same time. What? Snipper whapper. Snipper whapper? Oh, the windbag is losing it, Nick. Why don't you raise an objection? So the witness was on duty through the afternoon. Very well. What did you see? Now, the murder happened at 2. Right? To me, it's assumed someone very fresh. Here. Let me get this straight, old bag. Or Miss Old Bag. You've been saying since yesterday that you saw Mr. Powers, correct? But you're talking about the man in this photo, aren't you? Just a moment, Mr. Wright. Let me see that photo. What is this exactly? That's the same thing I said when I first saw it. I remember that. And none other than the Steel Samurai, defender of Neo Oldie Tokyo. Miss Old Bag. Is this that Mr. Powers that you saw? Of course! Didn't your mama teach you any sense, sonny? And you can plainly see that's Powers, right? No. No, ma'am. It's a costume. His face is completely hidden. No, they can't! Say it, Edgeworth, say it! Well, I mean, I wonder... He's losing his edge. Edgeworth is losing his edge. True, Mr. Powers does play the role of the Steel Samurai. But that doesn't mean Mr. Powers is the Steel Samurai. Yeah. I know that I wasn't born yesterday. No one in this court is accusing you of that, Miss Witness. He's having trouble calling her old bag, apparently. However, you do not have any blah 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 blah. However, you do not have proof that the person in this photo is Mr. Will Powers, do you? Nosy old man. Of course I have proof. What? Huh? Even everyone's surprised. Everyone's being surprised. All it takes is a grandma. Huh? Prosecution will like to ask the witness. Please make known all the information in your possession ahead of time. How was I to know everyone would be so nosy? You should be ashamed, all of you. Ma'am, this is a court. Anyway, I showed that photo to the young detective. He told me this isn't any good as evidence, pal. He didn't even give it a second look. Anyone could say it's not good evidence, ma'am. Anyone. Wow, old Windbag has left even Edgeworth speechless. Speechless? Speechless. She's good. Let's hear about your proof then. The mom in the photo. I never say anything I don't mean, mind you. That morning, during the run-through of the action scene, I saw Powers trip and fall. He broke one of the props. It was a big mess. Apparently, he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Now look at this picture. You can see he's dragging his leg, see? Clear as day. He's more than just dragging his leg. He's walking on his knees in this photo. And that's how I know it was Powers. Happy? So he had sprained his ankle? Very well. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. She's got to be hiding something. I'll press her until she squeals. Cross-examination. I never say anything I don't mean, mind you. That morning, during the run-through of the action scene, I saw Powers trip and fall. He broke one of the props. It was a big mess. Apparently he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Can I press you on this? Was Mr. Power's ankle badly sprained? Not so bad that he couldn't walk around. He went to his dressing room to rest up after lunch. Less than that. Anyway, I saw him dragging his foot when he walked. Dragging his foot. Okay. You see, he's dragging it. See? Clear as day. Are you absolutely sure? Let's take a look at the picture again. So he was walking strangely because he was injured. It does look like he was dragging his foot. See? And you didn't trust me, whippersnapper. That's how I knew it was Powers. Happy? Still, you can't look at this and say it's Mr. Powers. Yes, but only Mr. Powers would have been dragging his leg. He has a point. It does seem quite likely that it was Powers. There's got to be more to this. I better keep pressing her. Okay. That's how I knew it was Mr. Powers. Happy? Dragging his leg. Stay. He broke a prop? Sure did. His own samurai spear. His samurai spear. The murder weapon? Luckily, blah 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 blah. Luckily, I was there with my duct tape to fix it. This strikes me as a significant detail. I better write this down in the court record. Samurai spear updated in the court record. Samurai spear. The murder weapon. A break in the staff. Blah blah blah. Has been mended with duct tape. A sort of fall. Trip and fall. Yes, and to think he's supposed to be the steel samurai. What a laugh! So Powers sprained his ankle. I'll make it better for him, of course. You help make it better? I kissed it where it hurt. Oh, let's just skip over that part, shall we? Where was the assistant then? Oh, her? She was cleaning up backdrops, I think. She didn't know about Power's ankle. May continue your testimony. Whippersnapper. I haven't said anything yet. You know, I'm not pointing fingers at anyone behind their backs. And when I have to block that and just straight up in the air. Ah, here she goes again. Mr. Wright. Please, for all our sakes, try not to upset the witness. I think Edward has met his match. Goodbye. Who's present at the run through? Well, let's see. There was Powers. He's the steel samurai. Then Paul Hammer, the evil magistrate, and me. Oh, exactly what are you doing? Observing, just observing. All about this assistant. Oh, she was moving a drag off about a shot, so you didn't see the run through them. Fall. No, what else? So it was a big mess. And pretty bad. We've heard enough. Haven't we, Your Honor? Well, then, there is one thing that bothers me, which is, where's the steel samurai costume now? Actually, well, We couldn't find it. We're looking though. Anyway, that's not important. I think that is important. The witness did see the steel samurai. Yes. And it is clear that the person in the steel samurai suit was Mr. Will Powers. I suppose that's right. Are you sure you're sure, Your Honor? Object! Hold it right there. You keep talking possibilities, but we have to agree that this photo shows the steel samurai. Nowhere in this photo can we see Mr. Will Powers. The defense has a point. I also wonder if someone else not caught on camera could have killed Mr. Hammer. We have to consider that possibility also. Then allow me to remove that doubt from your mind, Your Honor. Will the witness continue her testimony, please? No need to ask twice. Witness's account. Continue. The time of poor Hammer's death was 2:30 p.m., true? The only person I saw go to the studio before then was Will Powers. No one else went there. If they had, I would have seen them. So, if no one else went to the studio, then it would have to be the steel samurai who did it. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Yes. Continue. I understand that you did it, true. That's what there. Yeah, I would have seen them. I wonder if I preserve this. Hold on. Look at this photograph one more time. This photo was taken by the security at the gate for the studios, correct? Yes, sir, Sunny. So, whenever anyone passes by here, it automatically takes a picture. And here I thought you didn't know your head from a hole in the ground. Right. Anyway, it's also true that the computer in the guard station records all security cam data. Oh, you know, if you wanted to work at the studio, we might have an opening. That's not what I want, ma'am. That very computer printed out this photo. Note that on the back of the photo are printed the words October 15, 2 p.m. Photo number 2. Even I know that means it was taken at 2 p.m. on October 5th, on October the 15th. Really sorry. Actually, I know that too. Did you hear? Is the bit on the end where it says photo 2. Photo 2. The computer only held data for one photo on that day. Don't you think that's odd? Shouldn't this photo be photo 1 if it really was the only photo? Order! Order! Please tell the court what you mean by this, Mr. Wright. Actually, that's what I want to ask the witness. This evidence shows that not one, but 2 people went to the studio that day. That there is only data for one of the photos. Who could have erased the data for the other photo? Only someone with access. The security lady herself. You watch your mouth, Whippersnapper. The only person I saw that day was Will Powers. But the camera on the gate fired twice. That means 2 people went by. Ha. Well, yes. That's what it would seem to me. Can the witness explain this to the court? I don't understand these new fangled computer things. Ma'am, it's a security system and it's your job. Nancy boy. Believe me, I want to, but I don't know what this means either. Some help you're a whippersnapper too. Whippersnapper? Something the matter, Miss Oldbag? Ah, that's right. I just remembered something. Let me guess. Someone else passed by the gate. Someone other than the Steel Samurai? Well, yes, I suppose you could put it that way. I see. Your testimony, please. The other person. Every day after I finish my guard duties, I have one other important job to do. I go through the photos recorded on the security computer and check them. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking, you see. Come to think of it, now I remember throwing out one photo that day. This old bag. This is the first I've heard of this. He is very angry. Well, of course, Sonny. I've only just remembered it. Right. Anyway, Mr. Wright, please begin the cross-examination. Well, I'd say this was a turn for the unexpected. I kind of expected this. The other person. Every day after finishing. Check them. How exactly do you determine what isn't suspicious looking? Oh, you can tell by looking at their faces, for the most part. This is a murder trial, Miss Oldbag. Well, I didn't touch that suspicious looking Will Powers photo, did I? I think she's missing the point. Come to figure it out, I remember throwing out one photo. Well, who in the heck was in that photo you erased? A fanboy. Fanboy? Steel Samurai fanboys. Real freaks if you ask me. They get information about the rehearsals from gosh knows where. They're always hanging there. They're always hanging about. One was there that day. Really? Wait a second. Didn't you just say no one else could get in? I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Those were your words. Well, and you must know there's a drain that goes into the employee area. The gate has been loose for a while. The grate has been loose for a while. It leads outside, and well, that's where they came in. They come in. They come in through the drain. I told you they were freaks. Oh, and they're kids, children, whippersnappers. Kids? So, on the photo that you erased, It was a boy, probably 2nd or 3rd grade. What? Order, order! Let me get this straight. You saw 2 people pass by the gate on their way to the studios that day. One was the Steel Samurai dragging its leg. The other was a boy who looked to be in about 2nd or 3rd grade. Oh yes, well we see his type here, there, every day. Can't stop them, can't catch them. A boy in 2nd or 3rd grade? Huh. I assume it would be hard, if not impossible, for a young boy to wield the samurai spear. Impossible, I think. It's quite heavy. Right, as I said, I don't pay much mind. That's why I erased the photo. Now photo, that. Nick, what's going on? I mean, the boy was there, that makes him a suspect. Yeah, and they're already trying to unsuspect him. This court would take a 5-minute recess. I want the defense and the prosecution to consider this new information. And no forgetting vital information this time. October 18th, 11:08 a.m. District Court, defendant lobby number 3. Mr. Powers? Yes? Tell me straight, were you really in your dressing room? You didn't go to the studio? I didn't go to the studio, I was sleeping, honest. So who was the Steel Samurai in that security photo? How would I know? How should I know? The Steel Samurai was off in the corner of the dressing room. Anyone could have walked in and taken it, really. What? You should take better care of that stuff. I couldn't imagine anyone would want to steal a Steel Samurai costume. So, where does this leave me? It doesn't look good. You're the only likely suspect right now. Nick, what are we going to do? First, will you play one more time? We'll start targeting someone else that could conceivably have done this. Right. It will take them so long to shoot us down that we can get another day. Right. But if we pick the wrong person, we might lose on the spot. You don't sound very optimistic. I'm not optimistic at all, actually. Hey Nick, it's time. Okay, let's go. Hey. What does that mean? Please don't sigh like that. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. Mr. Edgeworth, will you present the prosecution's thoughts on this matter? The prosecution's thoughts are simple. Nothing has changed. The other person who went to the studio was a boy of roughly 10 years of age. The photo we do have may not be hard evidence, but there is still no one else that could have committed this crime. I call for a verdict of guilty for the defendant, Mr. Will Powers. Very well. Mr. Wright, your thoughts? The defense disagrees with the prosecution's claim. There is another person who could have committed this crime. Order. Interesting. Let us hear who you have in mind. However, be aware that this court does not look kindly on accusing the innocent. If you accuse someone who is obviously innocent, you will be penalized. Right, great. As if the stakes weren't high enough. So, Who was this person other than Powers that could have committed the murder? Sister girl, grade school boy, security lady. I kind of want to say the assistant. Should I say the assistant? Fuck, I was wrong. It was the assistant. The Steel Samurai Chrono was an interesting one. She stole it. In doing so, she became the Steel Samurai. So you're saying the Steel Samurai in the picture is really the assistant? That's correct, Your Honor. If you're serious, you've got guts, Mr. Wright. Remember the photo? Wasn't the Steel Samurai a little lame? He was dragging his foot. No. Uh-oh. Bad feeling time. Remember the testimony concerning Will Power's injury. Powers and poor Hammer were at the run for it. Oh, and me. What about the assistant? Oh, her? She's cleaning up backdrops, I think. Didn't know about the power cycle. The assistant knew nothing of Mr. Power's injury. She could look the Steel Samurai. She couldn't walk the Steel Samurai walk. She couldn't have limped. Time to take the legs out from under that case. Mr. Wright, I'm afraid I have to penalize you as I warned. Meow. Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. It will up on right? Yeah. Very well, go ahead. Who could have committed the murder? Then security lady. It was the security lady, Wendy Oldbag. Who? The Steel Samurai is dragging his leg in this picture. That means whoever was in the suit knew about that morning's injury. Maybe because they had been watching the action scene run through. There was only one person other than Powers and Hammer who knew about the injury. The security lady, Oldbag. What? Whippersnapper. Order! Order! Is this true, Oldbag? Oldbag? That's Miss Oldbag, too. Miss Oldbag was standing guard alone at the main gate. She was by herself. In other words, she has no alibi. She could have briefly left her post to steal the Steel Samurai costume. Then slipped into Studio 1, the scene of the murder. Why would you go through the trouble of wearing the Steel Samurai costume? Simple, Your Honor. She knew the camera at the gate would take her picture. If she was in the costume, she could point the finger at Mr. Powers. I see. Excellent deductive reasoning, Mr. Wright. Oh yeah, right there. Sherlock Holmes #2, babe. That's odd. Isn't this the part where Edgeworth pounces? Doesn't he usually jump up with an objection and some new damning evidence? Well, Mr. Edgeworth, does the prosecution have an opinion on this matter? Wait, are you gonna say nothing? The prosecutor has no meaningful objections at this time. What? What's that supposed to mean? Oh, so you all think I did it? Is that it? Itchy Poodle, just sit there, do something. Well, that's my move. Making us a chance to take this the whole way. Press further. Keep getting it right. Further. The very same reason that makes Mr. Powers a suspect in this case can be used to cast doubt on Miss Oldbag's actions on that day. But why would I do something so horrible to poor Hannah? You forgot that Mr. Powers lacks a clear motive, too. Indeed. That did it. Now Windbag is one of the suspects. No hard feelings, I hope. Just wait just a minute. What about the other person who went to the studio? The boy. The one whose photo I erased. He's only a grade schooler though, as you said, 2nd or 3rd grade, was it? That doesn't matter. When I was that age, I couldn't pin my old man in 10-second stops. Your thoughts, Mr. Wright? The boy is not the killer. What? How can you be so sure? Oh, or is it be nice to the kids and mean to your elders day, whippersnapper? I have proof. Proof? Indeed? Then let's see this proof, Mr. Wright. The proof that shows the boy could not have committed this murder? Wouldn't it be this?
Take that!
Yeah, Your Honor. The murder weapon was the samurai spear. That very spear is shown here in this photo. How could the boy have taken the spear? It's impossible. I see. Well, could the witness care to comment on this? The Windbag, speechless. This has got to be a first. Very well. This court will suspend proceedings on the current trial for today. Mr. Edgeworth, please find out more about your witness, Miss Windy. What was her name? Something Oldbag, Your Honor. And then the prosecution will look further into this Oldbag before we continue. That is all. This court is adjourned. Wait a second. I'm not going to just sit here while you run off barking up the wrong tree. Me. I'm talking. Yeah, great. Stop the press since the Windbag wants to talk. Miss Oldbag, what is this all about? Have you omitted something from your testimony? Actually, if you must know, there's something I was told not to talk about. Not to talk about? By whom? Huh? You mean it wasn't Edward who told her not to talk? Who will testify? My lips were sealed. Global Studios wanted me to keep quiet about something. There was some other people at the studios on the day of the murder. They said they had nothing to do with it, you see? So they told me to just pretend they hadn't been at the studios that day. But if you're going to accuse me, I'm not letting them get away scot-free. Miss Oldbag, this is crucial information. Why did you keep this from the court until now? Hey, you've been listening? They told me to shut my trap, and I always do what I'm told. No, this isn't a bad dream, Your Honor. Witness the power of the Oldbag. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. Okay. Commissioners wanted to keep shut. So you were told not to talk? That's right, but the studio and the TV bigwigs no less. Why didn't I hear about this? Don't be too hard on yourself, Sunny. We were all in on it. There were some other people at the studio. Who were these people? Well, the director and the producer, for starters. The director? We should have known something was fishy. How could they have done a run-through of their action scene without a director? Of course. Yes, well, I was surprised no one asked about it. So, where were these people? The director was in the employee area all morning for the run-through. He joined the producer around lunchtime, and they had a meeting after that. Where? Oh, in the Studio 2 trailer. Studio 2? There was a Studio 2? Well, if you look at the guide map, here it is. You go through the gate and all the way to the left. The path where the monkey's head has fallen over. Well, Mr. Wright, would you like to continue the cross-examination? I think I've already asked all my questions, but continue cross-examination. Had nothing to do with it, see? What do you mean? Ms. Oldbag, this is trial for murder. I know that's silly. Still, they were pretty convincing about having nothing to do with it. And they gave me a little bonus on the side. So you got your bonus and you still talked. I guess I've asked all the questions I need to ask. Is this a check? Your Honor, we have learned there were others at Global Studios on the day in question. The director and the producer and some bigwigs were all present. Yet, as we stand here, they have not been questioned. I hope that it is impossible to declare a verdict on the defendant, Mr. Powers. The court acknowledges the defense's point. The prosecution will gather more information about the witness, Miss Oldbag. And more information about these other people we have just been told of. I understand, Your Honor. This ends the day's proceedings in the trial of Mr. Will Powers. That is all. This court is adjourned. Yeah. October 18th. 1:04 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 3. Thank you so much, Mr. Wright. I was right to ask you to defend me. Ah, really? It's nothing. Or should I? We'll be going down to the studios to do some more investigating. We have to find out more about this director and producer. They'll be turning up in the next trial as witnesses for certain. So now's my chance to get material for the cross-examination. So Nick, will we figure out just who it was in the Steel Samurai costume? Could it really have been old Windbag? What do you think, Mr. Powers? I don't think it was her, really. Neither do I, Nick. Yeah, I know. Look, I was just buying time back then. Someone had to be the bad guy for a bit to take the pressure off Miss Powers. Poor old Windbag. I feel kind of sorry for her. Well, she wasn't winning any points in there, with or without my accusation. Okay, let's get down to the studios. Right. We'll be back to visit you soon. And thanks. Thanks, guys. Bye. To be continued next Friday, hopefully. Bye. Ash, 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 Ash. And so that will be it for now. Bye bye.